Start doing the reviewing of animes. I've noticed that a lot of people weren't doing that on YouTube, so I decided, hey, another thing I could actually do. I ended up starting with Case Closed, which is actually pretty good. The only thing I can say is I think I know why they're not dubbing it as fast as they could be. I think it has something to do with people downloading rather than buying a box set, which is actually quite cheap. But anyway, Detective Conan stars, well, various different people. Basically, it solves various missions. It's well, not missions, it's like mysteries. It's like CSI. It stars Jimmy Kudo. If you're wondering why there are two people in this photo, it is because A, I could not get a hold of any footage whatsoever. B, the one in the background's actually the original Jimmy Kudo. The one in the front is the alias Conan Edogawa. You see, Jimmy Kudo stuck his nose where it didn't belong, got knocked out, got fed some random pill. I don't know how someone who's knocked out can swallow a pill, but that's just, I don't know, random mangaka for you, which means manga writer. But he gets turned into a 7-year-old kid and now has to hunt down the guys that did it. All he knows is that they wear long black trench coats, hence the fact that he keeps calling them the Black Organization. And of course, in order to help keep his little alias going, he ends up living with Rachel Moore, who is an old friend of his, but she doesn't know Conan, so she ends up looking after Conan Edogawa instead of Professor Agasa, who's a friend of the Kudo families. If you wanted to know more about each character, I suggest Wikipedia. I'm just going based on the last time I ever watched this show. But Rachel Moore's pretty one-dimensional. She has some moments of clarity where you just go, "Aw," but mostly she's just standard. Then there's her father, Detective Richard Moore. Well, he sucks. He's the king of fail of all detectives. I mean, he makes that random security guard at the mall look good. But, of course, Conan kind of helps raise his popularity, because Conan/Jimmy Kudo ends up having to help him solve cases in order to get anywhere near close to the Black Organization. Again, random manga writer logic. Of course, pay no attention to the guy in the trench coat. That isn't important right now. The group of kids is important. You'll notice that you only know Conan, really. That would be I, Amy, Mitch, and George. George is the really fat one who's always hungry. Amy's your average one-dimensional 7-year-old girl. Mitch is, by any other name, a coward, and I is the only person who's really important other than Conan in this picture. I think I, Conan, and maybe the Phantom Thief Kid got me through the show. Other than the whole it's a mystery and I love mysteries, so yeah. Of course, also, it actually did help that the writing wasn't half bad. Yes, I'm actually going to go into detail on Ai. Ai's full name is Ai Haibara, but she wasn't always called that. She had another name entirely. I don't remember what it is. I do know it's like ridiculously long. And she used to be like 18, 19, same as, well, Jimmy slash Conan used to be 17. She actually worked for the black organization and she actually made the pill that shrunk both of them. But she didn't make an antidote, and she took the pill because she thought it would kill her so that she could get out of the black organization after they killed her sister. Little did she know it would turn her into a 7-year-old, and she keeps using Conan as a guinea pig for her bogus antidotes. Then there's, well, Harley Hartwell, your standard kid from up north. Imagine the air quotes. But he's just, they always say he's from up north, and in the English dub he sounds like he's from New York, and the Japanese dub he sounds like he's from Osaka. In the Japanese sub he sounds like he's from Osaka, which is actually south, so really, honestly, their directions are a bit horrible. Harley Hartwell is your standard jerk. He's, well, boisterous, rowdy, gives really bad advice, is really cryptic. He's smart, but not as smart as Jimmy. And, well, he pops up right when you either don't want to see him, when you don't need to see him, or he'll just pop up when you haven't seen him in a while. Then there's the Phantom Thief Kid, your standard antagonist, I guess. It's not that he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy, but he's not a really bad guy. He's the worst thief I can think of. No, not worst thief as in he's really good. I mean, he's really good, he's never gotten caught at all, even with the police 5 feet from him. But he's awesome, but he's a horrible thief. He's a magician, and he might as well be the best one in the world. I mean, he turned himself into Rachel Moore, mimicked her voice, the way she walked. No one noticed that it was a guy in a dress. That, and it's like his cape turns into a hang glider. He can change his voice, change how he looks. He manages to slip away. When he steals stuff, he gives it back after a certain amount of time. It's just, ugh. Now for some additional little information on the black organization. The black organization uses alcoholic beverages as code names. I mean, the two that knocked Jimmy Kudo out and turned him into a 7-year-old had the code names Gin and Vodka. Their boss is called Vermouth. It's like Ai Haibara's old code name was Sherry. Honestly. But yeah, Case Closed was actually pretty good. If you don't like the cases where everybody dies, don't watch 95% of the episodes then. Because someone's gonna die in 95% of those episodes. It's just actually interesting when you find out how.